So this is the typical Tuesday for Tokyo Revengers fans. Also usual reminders for you guys. Before going into the video first, I want to say this as always. Exactly 8 hours left for the release of the official chapter. But before that we have the official summary about the chapter. Also, a short summary like this will be posted on our channel every Tuesday 8 hours before the chapter is released. So, before we talk about that, as usual guys, I would kindly appreciate it if you can drop a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Let's go into the video now. So the title for chapter 241 is A Forced Smile. Shinichiro and Takomi were chatting together. Then suddenly, Mikey came and jumped on Takomi. Takomi told Mikey that what he did just now was dangerous. But Mikey didn't care. Mikey instead showed off his new toy. Concorde plastic model. Like a plastic aircraft. Baji and Sanzu also want to play with Mikey's toys. But Mikey won't let anyone touch his toys. Senju, who saw Mikey's new toys, said, "Cool. That plastic mode. I want that too." When Senju spoke, she used his or, which is supposed to be used by boys. Takomi got annoyed and told Senju that girls shouldn't use that word. Takomi immediately called Sanzu. Sanzu, who was running around, was suddenly shocked and his expression looked nervous. Takomi scolded Sanzu that Senju's way of speaking was not polite because Sanzu didn't take good care of his sister. And as an older brother should be a model who can set a good example for his sister. Sanzu immediately apologized. "I'm sorry, brother. Akashi family is motherless family. Takomi's father, Sanzu, and Senju is a single parent. Their father is always busy. And the three of them are left at their grandmother's house. And Takomi has always been a father figure for Sanzu and Senju. Whenever Senju did something reckless, it was Sanzu who was always scolded by Takomi. Even though Sanzu is always scolded and blamed for everything, he is still kind to Senju. But there are times when Sanzu can't stand it, and in the end, everything changes." Senju saw Sanzu sitting alone. Sanzu looks sad, annoyed, and scared. Sanzu said, "I won't talk to you anymore. I always get scolded because of you, do you understand? Why is it always me? I also want to be stronger like Mikey or Baji. And be able to say back to big bro." Senju, who heard everything, felt guilty and apologized to Sanzu. "I'm sorry, brother." Senju was walking around the house. But she didn't see Mikey, Baji, Sanzu and the others. Then she accidentally saw Mikey's toy. Mikey had said that no one should touch his toys. And Shinichiro also said that. It took 1 month to assemble the toys. But because Senju was curious, she took Mikey's toy and played with it while running here and there. Then suddenly Senju slipped and fell. Mikey came and saw his toy was broken. Senju panicked and wanted to apologize. But Mikey immediately asked, "Who, you saw it, didn't you? Who broke it?" Senju was scared. But she said big bro Sanzu broke it. While Senju was relaxing reading a book, she heard a commotion in the backyard. And she also heard Baji shout, "Stop it." Senju immediately went there. But when she arrived, she saw Baji fell. Mikey's hands covered in blood. And Sanzu, who covered his mouth. Sanzu covered his mouth and trying to hold back the pain. He was shaking and wanted to cry. But he couldn't hold back the pain he felt. Sanzu immediately screamed in pain. And Senju saw Sanzu's mouth was torn and bleeding. Mikey looked at Sanzu. But there was something strange with Mikey. He looked scary and his eyes changed. Then he said, "Laugh, Harachiyo." And suddenly Sanzu laughed loudly. Back to Takemichi, Senju, and Takomi. After Senju finished telling Takemichi everything, she burst into tears. And she regretted that the lie she told at that time could change everything. She realized that during the war, Mikey's eyes were the same as the ones she saw when Mikey beat Sanzu. She wanted to do something, but it was too late. Takomi and Takemichi were speechless. But Takemichi said that it's not too late. Chapter ends with Takemichi suddenly stood up and took a deep breath and shouted loudly, "I keep making more mistakes, but I can turn it over." So let's go with me. Let's overturn Kanto Manji gang. Well, let's come to discussion part now. So based on this, it felt quite obvious that Kanwakyui-sensei was hinting towards Mikey's dark impulses to have existed before Shinichiro's death. He seems to have a disease or mental illness. Fighting so fiercely for a plastic toy is really horrible. I think that toy must be very important to him. But even Baji could not do anything in that situation. Mikey had already hurt Sanzu by the time Senju arrived. So, Senju does not know what happened before. Maybe there is some suspense. What we saw in this context is only the perspective of Senju. But it is not entirely clear what really happened between Mikey and Sanzu. But when Senju saw the incident, Sanzu was already seriously injured. She blames herself for not being able to do anything at the time. Because the Mikey we used to seeing has never been like this at all. If you all remember, Mikey's bike is very precious to him. Baji will take his bike to the gas station when he runs out of gas. But at that time there was a fight with a gang. But Baji would have protected Mikey's bike without worrying about himself. But when Mikey saw it, he kicked the bike. But he was worried about Baji regardless of the bike. At that time he gave priority to his friends. We all know this is one of the things we love about Mikey. But looking at the current Mikey as it hits different. His Toman gang would have been important and precious to him at the time. I hope you all remember this. Baji would have mentioned this. Baji would have said that Mikey became a little softer when he first met Draken. It makes sense, he always prioritizes something important to himself. So it makes a little sense. If Mikey is really fighting for Toy. At the same time, I 100% believe that this is not the reason. Like I said before, this is just Senju's perspective. Now Sanzu. The real good twist is that he was a good boy from a young age. At least in my opinion. The thing that really surprised me was that there was nothing wrong with him. But he is being blamed for a mistake he never made. It is really sad. Even though Takomi scolded him so many times, he never showed that anger to Senju. Or have no personal grudge against her. But Takomi does not seem to have always been the best brother to his siblings. Sanzu is the one who spends most of his time with Senju. So blaming him alone for the mistake she makes will make anyone angry at some point. In my opinion, Takomi has mentally abused him. He was a friend of Shinichiro, but did not learn some good lessons from him. In Bonton we saw how scary Sanzu was. He was the second most important person in the Bonton gang. He wanted to be strong. So he can speak against his brother like Mikey. We cannot blame him for he became like that. It's all because of Takomi. It would have been enough if he had paid a little more attention to his siblings. But he doesn't seem to care. And it makes sense for Senju to want to bring down that Mikey. Like I said before, Senju doesn't know exactly what happened at that time. So I hope what actually happened will be revealed in the upcoming chapters. Apart from all this, let me know in the comment section what you would like to see in story. Anyway, if you guys like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe, and good luck to all.